Hi, Will from MusicTech here at the NAMM show in Anaheim with Howard from Genelec. Howard, how's it going?
Very well, Will.
Excellent.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. And this is the new thing in the range, right? This is your new monitor.
It's the latest addition to our smart active monitoring range. So S360, the general idea is to boil a main monitor sound into a very small package. So basically high-SPL, small footprint, but with a lot of precision, a lot of clarity, but with a lot of power as well.
So what are the features that people can look to and sort of say, this is going to help me make better music, better mixing decisions?
Well, I think that with all of our monitors, there is neutrality is key to what we do, and we want to produce a monitor that is a true reference, that will enable you to produce mixes that will translate really well to other rooms and to other systems. And so the S360 is a classic example of that, because it's the design is perfect for clarity, for good on-axis, off-axis response, and GLM software, which is an integral part of our SAM range, means that you can optimize the monitor for your acoustic space. So no matter how challenging the room that you're working in, you'll be able to use our GLM software in conjunction with the DSP circuitry inside the monitor to analyze your room and take corrective action to produce a much flatter frequency response, to equalize time of flight and the gain of every monitor in your room, so you can rely on the fact you're producing a mix that will translate beautifully to other systems.
So this is presumably available in, you buy them singly, but you can have them in a stereo arrangement or in a surround arrangement?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we see sort of two main applications. That's for music monitoring, where you need high SPL. So it could be maybe you're doing EDM or hip hop, or you just want to monitor really, really loud. Maybe you're doing, you're recording live in the control room. You just want to feel a lot of energy. So I think stereo recording, music, absolutely a key application. But for immersive audio, where if you're you've got a large post room or your dubbing theatre. If you're working in immersive, where people like Dolby will demand that you have high SPL as part of their sort of room certification criteria, you need to have a monitor that will produce a lot of SPL at distance as well. I mean, these have got a very long throw, so you could be 10 meters away and you'll still get clarity, you'll get precision, but you'll get power as well.
Excellent, and just an overview of the features then, because you're getting a lot of SPL out of this thing, right?
Yeah.
How much SPL? What's the peak SPL?
118 dB short term at 1 meter. Peaks will be higher than that, but yeah, 118 is the kind of the baseline figure we quote. And there's a lot of things that contribute to that. I mean, the driver design, it's a customized driver. You've got a titanium compression tweeter. That's key, because that compression tweeter does produce a lot of SPL, but it doesn't always result in a low distortion characteristic. It's kind of, you can get high SPL, but getting high SPL with low distortion and clarity, that's a real challenge, and that's what we've been able to achieve with this. It's not just muscle, it's kind of muscle with a lot of precision and a lot of clarity as well.
And on the low end? Low
end, well, we're going down to about 36 hertz, so it'll go pretty low. But then we would, you can partner this with one of our high SPL subwoofers like the 7380 or 7382. Now those will go down really, really low. 7382 will go down to 15 hertz, 130 dB of SPL. So you could partner a pair of these with our big sub and get a massive stereo sound. Or if you're working in immersive, then it would be, essentially have a big heavy-duty subwoofer.
And the downward firing action here.
Yeah, downward firing. I mean, the reason we've got the ports on the underside is that this waveguide here, which is, we wanted to make this big, we wanted to make it deep and smooth, but you can see it takes up most of the front baffle here. 10-inch driver, a lot of real estate dedicated to the woofer and the tweeter. And so we experimented with port positioning, and we found actually the underside was the best place to locate the ports, because they're quite long, straight ports. Downward firing means that you get a good low frequency extension, but it helps contribute to the SPL capability of the cabinet as well. So we did a lot of experimentation. That was the best position for them. And then if you're working in immersive, where you might have a perforated screen, obviously having a downward firing port where you're not firing air out at the back of the screen is a big advantage. So it sort of works on a lot of levels, really.
Excellent. So this is clearly a high-end monitor then, with a high-end price to match.
Yeah.
What does this cost?
Ballpark pricing, it's about, in euros and pounds, about £3,500 per speaker. I think in US dollars around about £4,500 per speaker. So yeah, they're not the cheapest loudspeakers on the market, but they're extremely high performance and they're for real pro applications. So you kind of, you get what you pay for a little bit with loudspeaker design. I mean, you kind of, with these, we're confident they're good value for money considering the level of performance you get from them.
Right, and amplification inside, of course?
Yeah, you've got Class D amplification. You've got 250 watts of Class D amplifier powering the woofer, 100 watts powering the HF tweeter. So, so yeah, there's a lot of muscle behind the transducers. Yeah.
Fantastic. And available now?
Available now, shipping now. We've already put these into recording studios, immersive post houses, and actually and nightclubs as well. They're bizarrely, or maybe not so bizarrely, they work really, really well as a kind of a club speaker, because High-SPL with clarity has got so many applications. So we think it's going to find home in a lot of different market segments. Yeah.
Well, I hope it does. Thanks very much, Howard.
Thanks a lot, Will. Thank
Cheers.
you.